Live. Hello, YouTubers. I hope you can see me. Hi, everybody. Hello, YouTubers. Hello, Facebook. I hope you can see me at this session today. Good afternoon. Yep, I am streaming live today from my office. If you can see me, please gladly, kindly tell me that you can see me. Hi, Mawuwe, right? I think Mawuwe now usually is the first person who comes live when we get live. And if you can see me on Facebook, please simply tell me that you can see me and hear me so that I know that I'm not talking to myself. My name is Wendy Ologi and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parents Academy. It is our Tuesday 2 p.m. live. Yes, if you can see me and hear me, tell me that you can. Every Tuesday, we're here live teaching you on different issues of parenting. Today is one of those Tuesdays. Hi, Mom. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure that you're here watching and that you can see me. Please put in the comment section that I can be seen and I can be heard. This is our Tuesday live. Every Tuesday, we're here at 2 p.m. I think we're going to shoot pretty very much early today. My name is Wendy Ologe, and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parents Academy. Intentional Parents Academy is an academy for parents. Yes, do you need to learn how to parent? Yes, Wendy said so. Yes, you need to. Okay, and we have gone ahead to create many content on parenting for you. All right, we want you to parent intentionally. Very important. I can't see any comment on Facebook. I hope you can see me. All right. Please, I want to make sure that everybody can see me before we get going. Facebook, can you see me? Hi, Gold. Hi, Hadiza. Mohammed Bala. Hi, Eunice. Thank you for joining me. Okay, I can see the growing watch tone right on our Facebook community, but I can't see no comment. Please, I need to be sure that the people on Facebook can see me. Today, we're looking at something pretty very much interesting. 7 common mistakes, parenting mistakes that parents make, and how do you avoid them? Yes, someone is asking already, Coach, what is happening here? Or Coach, is it me? Omolala Gonzola, I'm here, and I am speaking. I don't know if you can see me. Awesome. Mawuwe Balogo says she can see me. So we're good. All right. Facebook, please, Facebook, if you can see me. I need comment from Facebook before I go on. I want to be sure that I am live on Facebook. Someone is saying Facebook isn't connecting, but I can see 37 people watching already. All right. Please do let me know. Please do let me know. Please do send in a comment. All right. So I guess it's just me not being able to see the comment. All right, great. I can see the comment from my system. Okay, so that works just awesome. All right, that works just awesome. I can see the comment from I can see it from my system, so that is good enough. I don't know why I can't see it here. All right, so good day, everybody, and welcome to today's session. Amide says she can see me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the responses. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Godfrey. Thank you, Obegeli Chukuma. Thank you for your comments. All right, so we're good. So now today we're talking about the 7 most common parenting mistakes. All right, 7 most common parenting mistakes that parents make, and how do you avoid them? When we talk about parenting mistakes, a lot of people want to actually, look at it and say, hey, is there anything like that? All right, and all of that. Yep, there is. And the truth of the matter is that every success has a model. There is a model for every success, and every success can be replicated. Parenting success is not, out of it. It can be replicated. And one of the things that I say a lot of the times is when we talk about not being able to do some stuff, is because we also do not know. Thank you so much. Someone is asking me why I'm not streaming from a particular place. I'm streaming from home today. I'm streaming from my office. I needed to be in the office. All right. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. What are parenting mistakes? Why are they even there? What is happening? How can we avoid them? Is this a thing? Is there something that can be done so for this to be different? Oh yes, there's a lot that we can do as regard parenting mistakes. And many of the times, I have also noticed that people do not consider, sometimes we do not consider this as mistakes. So, we've been talking about ineffective parenting, effective parenting. If you didn't cut that class, you should go back to cut that class. But we started the No Yelling Challenge on the 1st of April, and oh boy, there are a lot of things that have happened at that No Yelling Challenge that have even opened my own eyes to the things that is happening in our system. And a lot of new parents, we assume that we can, that the instinct will help us to know how best to help our children. All right. After all, people say that parenting comes naturally, but that's not true. Parenting is a learned skill. And until you understand that parenting is a learned skill, then you will continue to struggle, and then you make these parenting mistakes without even knowing that you are making these parenting mistakes. How wrong we are. We have different parenting styles and couldn't agree on the best, and all of that and all of that. We have parenting styles that we have inherited and all of that. We discovered that we're actually making plenty mistakes, a lot of it, without even realizing it. And that most people around us are actually falling into same common parenting pitfalls. All right. And I began to put this together after I had done series of coaching sessions, and I've seen a particular system. Our intentions is to make it's not to make you feel guilty, right? My intention for this class is not to make you feel guilty. Oh, I'm making this mistake. How do I resolve it? I'm going to show you the mistakes, and I'm going to give you the way out. All right. So I'm solution driven. For everything that I teach, I bring to you what is the solution. Because as parents, we know exactly how hard it is. Really hard to raise a child. People can come and tell you, oh, it's not a big deal and all of that. Raising a child, parenting is a big deal. All right. The whole objective of this class is to create more awareness to the effect of such mistake can have on your children. And you can also identify the areas that you might want to improve your skills, and then also continue your parenting journey with some sense of confidence. I have been able to put down, there are too many of them, but I have been able to put down about how many of them? About 7 of them today, and and I have been able to also do a lot of research and on all of this. Okay, so today, please tag your friends, tag your families. We're going to also break some from tables. We will try and give you new ones. We will try and give you new ones as we're breaking your table that you're sitting on, right? But we're going to share some things. So get ready, get your pen, invite your friends, tag and tag and tag everyone that you think would need this class. Apart from that, ensure that you share a link. If you're watching on YouTube, you can share the link to friends and family and let them get into the system listening. What are those common parenting mistakes? Number 1, allowing technology to parent for you. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Now, the skills that your children need to survive are not on the screen. All right? The screen, the things that your children need to survive, they are not on your screen. Hi, Uncle Emmanuel, I see you, sir. They're not on the screen. But many of the times we actually think that our children need the screen to actually be able to become who they need to become. So therefore, the screen has become a convenient system for us to put our children in. So the screen is our parenting helper. Somebody should put, so number 1, we allow technology parent for us. There are a lot of children that have their parents have more influence, technology have more influence on them than their parents would ever think of. Now that is technology parenting for you. It's okay, we know that we're in the tech era. It's also okay for us to think, I know now some of these things are not as easy and all of that, but you need to decide, which place you want to be. If you're not creating time for your child and creating memories through the activities that you teach them, that the tech is doing, then it means that the tech is doing that job. And it means that the tech is the one doing it for you. What your child needs and would remember is the time and the memories you built with them, not the things that you put together. So those things, those technology and all of that, they are all there and all of that, blah, 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 and la, 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 la. But you know the truth. I was in a session with one of the parents in the inner circle. So usually we have times where, I have sessions with them from time to time. And I had a session with this particular parent, and she said, you know the truth, it's actually easier to get technology to parent for you. And all you need to do is just sit the child down somewhere, and then technology will do all the work for you. And the interesting thing, this easy way out, they are not actually they are not okay. So we need to, I said, we allow technology to parent for us. Olamide, that's what I said. Okay, we allow technology parent for us. We shouldn't do that. That's a parenting mistake, and that's a parenting flaw that we need to fix. If your children are spending more time with technology than they are spending with you, no matter what it is, the TV, the screen. I hear some people say, oh, my children watch TV 2 hours in a day. So what time do you now have to spend with your children? So that's already a system that is also built for failure. So what are your children now going to look out for as building memories? Part of what we do in the inner circle is that we give parents ability to build memories with their children on a daily basis. So when you say, I don't have time to parent your children, I tell the parents in the inner circle, you can't be in the inner circle and you tell me you don't have time. If you don't have time, then drop the ball. Parenting is a big deal. For some of us, we have even given technology as nannies. You see that in the house, the technology has become the nanny. You just put on, the technology, whatever tool that you have, and then the technology nannies your child while you go and do whatever it is. According to some parents, they tell me it gives them more time. Now, that is an error because technology is filling the gap for you, and that is already an issue. You need to deal with that. You need to start by even understanding that technology is built for you, not the other way around. Now, if you understand that, then you should use it, not the technology using you. What we're finding, or what we're seeing, every day today is that the technology is not the one, that is using us, which is already, an error. Spend time with your children. That is a parenting error to think that your children should spend more time watching TV, pressing their tablets than they are spending with you. It's a common parenting mistake, and you need to take that away from your system. Number two, you're asking me, so what do I do? How do I create a structure that helps me, build all of this better? I'm going to share that. Stay on this class, and you're going to hear how. Number two, not allowing your children make mistakes. Somebody should help me write that. Number two, not allowing your children make mistakes. I've heard a lot of parents say to me, I don't want the child to fail. That's why, I'm helping him. I don't want if he pause it now, if he makes a mistake, it's going to, be disastrous. While that is okay for you to look out for your child, your inability to give room for mistakes is a parenting mistake. I'll tell you why. It's important for your children to fail. Failure is part of the system. I don't even know how to say it, how much energy I need to say this. If your children are not failing, then you are bringing a system, that is telling them that everything needs to go okay. Now, I was listening to a girl who went into drugs, and what I heard and I picked out from her conversation was that her parents built a perfect system for her. By the time she went out of the whole confine of that system, it was a whole mess. You don't want that mess for your children. Trust me. You don't want it. Life is about bumps, the bruises, and all of that, and your children need to feel it. So your children need to make mistakes. That's what gives you room to correct, to do stuff, to do things, to come in and say, oh, okay, you failed because of this. For our home, one of our values is that mistakes are learning points. Failures are learning points. I've seen a lot of parents say things like, oh, I don't want my child to fail. Oh, that's why I need to. That's why you go as far as paying for exams, malpractice for your child. And hey, before you bring the self-righteousness thing, trust me, it happened in our time. Don't let me get into all of that. It happened in our time. There was chronic exam malpractice. Parents paid people to write exams in our time. I don't know about you, I grew up in the 90s. But it happened in our time. I saw it happen. And that is a system that we are continuing to build. Now we have created people who think that making mistakes in their system is a failing, is a bad thing. Failure in itself is not bad. Stop creating a system that gives your children the false narrative that when they make mistakes that they've killed someone. Let me tell you what you do when you project the self-righteousness thing, because that's what we project in parenting. We tell our parents that, we tell our children that you can't make mistakes with our behavior. A child does something wrong, you clap on them without looking back. What are you doing? You're telling the child that mistakes are not allowed here. We say things like, during my time, I wouldn't ever do this kind of thing. Do you know what happens? You project the self-righteousness, the infallibility narrative that we project in parenting. Hear it today. The infallibility narrative in parenting is a false narrative. It doesn't exist. You are not perfect. You make mistakes. So you must understand that you must create room to allow your children fail and make mistakes. If you can't find it, create it intentionally, because you're helping your children navigate their world. And whenever a child comes up and you project that self-righteous, that I am perfect kind of thing and all of that, and your child now looks at it. Look at what happens. Your child looks at you and your child says, oh, okay, my mom, my dad is perfect. But I see myself make mistakes all the time. So since I'm making mistakes, it means that they are not the right people to talk to. These are perfect people. They will fill in the gap with people who make mistakes. Unfortunately, many of the times, this gap that they fill in might actually backfire eventually. You need to understand that while you're pushing for that perfect setting, for that my child must be perfect, you might actually be setting your child up for failure without knowing. The real failure is in your child's inability to actually look at mistakes and turn them to something positive. That is the real failure. The failure is not whether your child is going to fail, or your child will definitely fail. One of the reasons why there's a lot of suicide going on in the system is because we are creating a system for our children that says that life is rosy. Life isn't rosy. There are a lot of things that can go wrong. One of those days, my son had come back from school and he was in a particular class in grade 4. Okay, so my son has a higher kind of logic reasoning. When he talks to you, you might actually find yourself being wrong. So a lot of people have this, why do you need to correct me kind of thing? And then The teacher, is this particular teacher in grade 4 particularly, just had an issue with a lot of it. All right, with a lot of him knowing more and all of that. Many of the time he actually knows more. And he came home one of those days and he said to me, I just think this teacher does not like me. My response was, everybody in life cannot like you. If I begin to fight a fight and go to my children and say, you must like why do you hate my child? You must like my child. I am giving my son a false narrative of what the human nature is. As I'm speaking here to you, I recognize that it is not everybody that would like me. There are people watching me today as I'm talking that are still saying, excuse me, what is she talking about? You don't need to like me. Not everybody will like you. Where you should come from is to tell your child, yes, everybody will not like you, but these are, the things you need to do. So you begin to build your child's self-esteem instead. So instead of you falling into all of that, you just get into the system and then become, you want to always rescue your child. Stop rescuing your child in situations all the time. There are situations where your child really needs to experience it. People live by their experiences. People actually live their experiences. This morning, I shared on experiences. Don't take away those experiences from your children. Your children need them. Your children need to be able to actually look at these experiences and turn them and own them. It is very important for you to actually let your children understand how the world works. Part of understanding how the world works is that they're going to go out there and they're going to make mistakes. Stop projecting your fears on your children. Stop saying, because I failed in doing this, so I'm afraid that my child is going to go and get therapy. You have a problem. If that is the problem, go and get therapy. Your child needs to be them, and they need to experience world for what it is. Do not rescue your children all the time. Number 3, lack of structure is another parenting mistake. Lack of structure is another parenting mistake. I've seen a lot of people say to me, what do you mean by structure? I was in a session over the weekend, and a parent said to me, I beat my child, I yell, I discipline him in every way, yet I am having struggles. Ma, what more can I do? She's having issues with discipline. Do you know why? Because our definition of discipline is wrong in itself. Our definition of discipline is wrong in itself. You need to understand why your child, what is discipline? That's what you want to ask yourself. So when we say lack of structure, we're talking about discipline. What is the definition of discipline? Discipline means structure. Discipline is not yelling and beating. You can yell all you want. You can beat all you want. Your child's behavior will remain the same. If you think that is actually working, why are you doing it over and again and you're struggling? You're struggling because there is no structure. There are 2 most important things you need to do as a parent. I said that in the No Yelling Challenge when I was teaching them about how to create structure in your parenting journey. And I said to them that the 2 most important roles you need to play as a parent is nurture and structure. Nurture and structure. Nurture and structure is what you need. And you need to actually balance all of this. Very important. If you can't nurture, you can't structure, it is a failed system. So you need to be able to own the 2 as your job. What kind of structure do you have in the home? Structure means having rules. Discipline means having structure. It means setting limits. It means consistency. It means routines. It means offering limited choices. What kind of structure exists in your home? You think that by being unpredictable, your children do something, you just bring out a cane, go, you just beat, and that is you parenting. That is a failed system. It is a common parenting mistake. And interestingly, I have watched, a lot of parents over the years, and at the end of the day, they come to me, and when I walk them through the discipline structure that they lack, they are able to say, if you lack structure in your system, your system will collapse. It's as simple as that. Your system will collapse. Are you playing the structure role? Are you just wielding the cane and, shouting spread the rod and spread the child everywhere? You need to understand that when you put a lot of things in place, then you will not be afraid of your child failing. You will not be afraid of your children owning their experiences. You won't be afraid. You won't be afraid of your children trying things. It's very interesting. You won't be afraid of your children being in a space and you're shouting, oh, maybe they will molest the child. Or maybe because you do not have structure around your sexuality education, that's why you are afraid. You are afraid because you haven't done what you're supposed to do. If you do, that's when you can now pray, and that prayer works. There's a responsibility on this subject. God will help you. God will protect you, but God can only help us at the base of our knowledge. The knowledge you have, you don't have, is your limitation on this journey. So God will deal with you according to your knowledge bank. Why do you think that God told Abraham to go and look at the stars? Do you think that God couldn't have just given him, generations and said, oh, you're the father of nations? God wanted him to imagine it. God wanted him to have a knowledge of it. If there is no knowledge, then God is not going to, in quotes, be able to step in. If you lack structure in your system as a parent, then your system will naturally collapse. You need to put in structure. Stop living carelessly. Stop telling me that, oh, you just need to be shouting and be beating a child. You are destroying that child. That is what we are doing. Get knowledge, appropriate knowledge that will help you put in the structures in your system. And your prayer will go according to that knowledge. Sometimes, when you're praying, God help me, God help me, God is showing you knowledge right in front of you for you to actually go and get it. But you're there struggling. You're there struggling because in your mind, you're thinking, what are you talking about? Oh yes, God can only help you on the base of your knowledge. It is according to what you know. Check the scriptures. God didn't fly on anybody. It is according to what you know. Even when Mary, let me give this example. I'm a Bible student, so permit me. Even when Mary was told that she was going to have Jesus Christ, it was an impossibility. God needed to show Mary Elizabeth. God needed to show Mary a system that was impossible. Elizabeth was barren on her life, and God had to tell her to go and meet Elizabeth. The moment Elizabeth, when Mary was able to connect, it became a living proof. It became a living proof to Mary. Mary was now able to understand that this is all about, this is possible. That God can actually turn around, give me this kind of miracle. God cannot give you things that you're just careless about, you have no knowledge, you can't carry it. It means you can't carry it. Get knowledge. Get knowledge. All right? It is important for us to look at these things differently. Stop saying, I know everything. No, you don't. That's one of the tables I'm breaking for you today. No, you don't. Just sit back and get some knowledge. Somebody was asking me recently, Coach, why are you taking, a particular course on something? I was talking about taking a course. I said, because I don't know it. Even if I know it, I want to know more. To understand how you can put up strategies. Thank you, Stella. How you can put up strategies and how you can put up structures. In the No Yelling Challenge yesterday, I taught the parents how they can put up structures, routines, rules, and all of that. A parent reached out to me and said, I wish I had known all of this that you're saying before I even started having my children. You think you know? She said to me, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew everything. How do you even begin to think? Wisdom is in the things others know that you don't know. That's part of the wisdom system. Where you question what you know, where you question what the next person knows, and where you begin to now ask God, what do I do? Stop telling me that you know it all. Stop already. It is a problem. When you sit back, and there's something we call the learned helplessness, the learned helplessness system is a psychological term. That's what is happening to us. It's learned helplessness. When you look at yourself and you just say, I know what they're saying. I don't need to listen, and all of that. Thank you so much. Yes, Bible says, get wisdom, get understanding. Number 4, let's keep moving. I'm feeling like I'm on a church podium today. Number 4, yelling and fighting back is another common parenting mistake. Yelling and fighting back. I'm not talking about physical fights. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about your children coming to you physically, to come and, talk to you and all of that. No, I'm talking about the fight back. I'm going to explain it. Where you find yourself getting mad, yelling, nagging, repeating, and all of that, and being in a power struggle. My dear parents, you are fighting back. That's what is happening. You are fighting back. You are fighting back. Fighting and arguing with your child will give them negative attention. It will give them negative attention. This is because you are triggering, they are able to trigger a stronger reaction from you. The moment your child is able to trigger a stronger reaction from you, you are fighting back. You are fighting back. And that way, you begin to struggle. Fighting back unintentionally rewards misbehaviors. Fighting back unintentionally, you didn't mean to, but it unintentionally rewards misbehaviors. That's what it does. All right? And it doesn't stop problem behaviors. It doesn't. All those you're nagging, you're yelling, no, it doesn't. You're just giving your child. When your child says, oh, but I did this, you fight back. You fight back with so much energy, and you give negative attention to your child. Your child is enjoying the attention. Your child will make you yell, get mad. Yes, you are fighting back. There is a system. It is a common parenting mistake. Very common. And a lot of us do it, and we think that is going to, get us somewhere. No, it's not. It's not. It is a common parenting mistake. That is number 4. Number 5 common parenting mistake is being stuck in what isn't working. Being stuck in what isn't working. You know that this is not working, but you have decided, let me just be doing it. After all, that's how they did it to me, and I turned out okay. How okay are you? What is the definition of okay? That's the question. What is the definition of okay? Are we interested in raising children who are okay? Or are we interested in raising children who can actually, project and excellently become better? Let's not raise children who are just okay. Let's raise children who can do better. But once you're stuck in what isn't working, you just tell yourself, I'm just there. I'm just there. It's not working, you're just there. I was telling the parents in the No Yelling Challenge that, fighting back gives negative attention. I know everybody was like, oh, coach, and all of that. And he said, I've been stuck in this yelling thing for years. Sorry, excuse me. I need to plug my charger. I've been stuck in this yelling thing for years. Why have I been stuck here? It's because so many factors. Why am I stuck where I am in my parenting journey? Too many factors. You think you know it all? You think that parenting should not be learned? You think that, is it not just parenting? Who the hell is she? Why is she telling me about parenting? My parents learned it. They didn't have to go to any school. That's why. And then when things go wrong, you can't reach out because you are stuck. You're yelling, you're spanking, it's not working, but you're there. We wait until we continue to struggle. We are waiting until we're struggling. So we start to struggle, we start to fight, then all of that system just makes a mess. And then we begin to reach out. I tell you a very interesting example. I've had someone that I have watched over the years, and I have permission to share this. And this parent had gone. I knew that these systems were wrong. Unfortunately, I can't come into your system except you invite me. I don't have that ability. For you, I tell the parents in the inner circle that for you to be able to go on this journey, you must commit to being helped. I cannot rescue someone who is not interested in participating in their own rescue mission. So you must commit to being rescued. So if you don't reach out to us for help, we don't help people who don't think they need help. You need to know and think that you need help. So many years later, she has come back to me to say these things that I've been doing. In my mind, I'm like, hi, but I saw this. So, but she's been stuck with it. She's been stuck with it. Because according to her, this is how we're all raised. What is the big deal? And she's been stuck with it. And then it has now spiraled to something very tough. Let me give you an example. Raising a child happens between 0 to 7 to 10. If your child is above 10 and you're listening to me, you are in a war zone. You didn't start this journey early, you are in a war zone. I'm not going to mince words with you. You are in a war zone. And you need to wear your khaki and start it. I have parented a child after 10, so I know what I'm saying. You are in a war zone, complete one. So don't kid yourself. You are getting ready for a boxing. So don't think that's going to be a walk in the park. No. And it is when that you don't want to do anything. And then at that time when things are now wrong, you now come and you want a fire brigade approach. No, we don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have fire brigade approach. I don't have it. I don't know about other coaches. Maybe they do, but I don't. I work with processes and you must commit to it. So if you want, just do the pocket classes and just, tips and hacks. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. All right? Yes, after all of that, you are in a war zone and you need to get ready for it. So if you're stuck in a parenting system that is not working, you are doing something over and over again. Like they say, it's only a madman that does things over and over again. It's so when I do things on my journey, and I've done it 1 time, 2 times, it's not working, I change my strategy. If you have to beat a child 1 time, 2 times for the same offense, you're beating and beating and beating. Doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you something? As in, doesn't that tell you that it's not working? The behavior is not being modified. It's not working. Get out of it. Stop being stuck. And stop thinking of what people will say. Oh, people will say that, I have not parented well. Oh, I have not. Get help for yourself. At that point, that's what you need. Number 6, over expectation. Expecting perfection from our children. A parent reached out to me and said to me, my daughter is 6-year-old and she cannot put herself together. I asked her, when you were 6, how much put together were you? She tried to mumble, and then when she thought of it, she realized that what she was expecting from her child was not realistic. I give a very vivid example. My 10-year-olds cook. They will be 11 this month, by the way. My 10-year-olds cook. And it will be foolish of me to expect that these children who have outdone themselves, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I'm concerned, they're going to have a perfect, when they finish cooking. When they finish cooking, that they do, everywhere is going to be just perfect and all that. Children who are just learning. There are days that I come back to my home, food is on the table, perfect looking food, but my kitchen is like a war zone. I don't expect that they're going to come out and churn perfection. No, over expectation is a common parenting mistake. You look at a toddler, and you say, "Oh, you want your toddler to be sitting quietly." What does that mean? Who does that? Expecting perfection. Who does that? You want a toddler to sit quietly. All right? To sit quietly. How? So a toddler is created to try things. Create avenues for the toddler to try things in a supportive structure and routine. In a supportive structure and routine. Why do you want to expect things that children can't deliver to you? They can't do it, they can't do it. If you've never taught a child a skill, don't expect the child to give you the best of that skill. Someone said to me, "Oh, coach, I saw that you posted a picture of your children on 10 and they are doing all those meals. My 13-year-old can't do nothing. You're expecting too much. I asked her a question, I said, did you teach her? He said, oh, well, is she not supposed to just know? Didn't your children just learn by just coming into the kitchen to watch you? No. We intentionally taught cooking as a skill. We intentionally taught cooking as a skill. Teach the skills you want to give your child. See, I like the way my pastor puts it. Bishop David Oyedebo, he says that if you want a child to learn to fly a plane, and you put the child in front of a plane, and you beat the child from morning till night, the child will never fly that plane. That shows you something. If you do not teach skills, trust me, your children will struggle. Your children will struggle. It is only natural. Over expectation is a killer of our journey. Number 7, thinking for your child. That's another parenting mistake. Before the child says, he said, what's your name? Say your name now. Tell them what your name is. We do that a lot with very young children. Or we say things like, speak up. Are you not the one? Before they ask yourself, you have already started talking in the house. Speak up, Joe. You are the thought process. You are the one that should be, saying everything to your child. And then you do things like, when they ask you, right? You say things like, what is it now? Is a child now. You see this concept of thinking, you see this concept of thinking, but is a child. Is a child. You're not allowing your children even think for themselves. We have a guy called the independent thinking child. You should get a copy of that guy. And then, you find out that we're not even allowing our children to be independent. We're thinking for them all the time. We want to be everywhere that they are. We want to just do everything for them. You're thinking for your child. You're constantly looking at your child, and your child, you bring out the clothes. Your 7-year-old should choose a particular garment, or be dress or whatever for a particular occasion. Why not let them think? Why are you thinking for your child? Thinking for your child is a huge parenting mistake. Step away. Sometimes we see our teenagers talking. You hear them, you are listening to the things, they do something wrong. You fly. That thing is you are saying is wrong. It's very wrong. God does not support it. Our values, you start preaching. That is, someone doesn't understand it. You're the one thinking. You think you know everything. No one does. Your children might actually know better than you do. Sometimes. So what you do is you begin to, criticize. Sometimes you see parents, they criticize the process the child is trying to, they say, no, this is not how it's done. Instead of you to do it for this way, you begin to do it. Allow the child think. I give you a very vivid example. Our daughter makes better jollof rice than I do. She's bloody 10, man. When I eat her jollof rice, I'm asking myself, oh, wow. I tell you how it happened. When she started to cook, I taught her my process, and I allowed her to explore. One of those days, she told me that there's this particular way she needs to prepare her own jollof rice and, put it out there. Many of the parents, what we do at that time is, what do you mean? Do it the way I've taught you. There's a reason why I told you that you must do it the way I've told you. I allowed her explore this option. Her option was better. Her option was better than my option. I stand here today to tell you that her option was better. So the truth is, this child now started making better jollof rice than I do. When it comes to jollof rice in my house, I'm very quiet. Very quiet. My daughter is 10, Debit. Very quiet. I just sit in one corner. Now I'm looking at the process that she has been able to put. I'm looking at all the things that she has been able to do. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, wow, woo, is that it? So this girl can actually think like that. She thought better than I could have ever thought in that whole system. And because she's naturally gifted, with cooking and all of that, she likes to explore. There are too many things today that my daughter can make, I cannot make. I'm not ashamed to accept that the girl has become better in some of the things. You need to put yourself in the place why you allow your children think. If you don't give your children opportunities to think, they become zombies. All they do is that they follow your instruction. All you do, oh yeah, jollof rice humbled me, my dear. All they do is that they follow your instructions. Don't just issue instructions to your children. Step away and let them think through what you're saying. Sometimes you are actually wrong. When people ask me, what do you think about obedience? I'm not interested in my children obeying me all the time. It's a wrong system. It's a wrong system that you actually think that your children should obey everything that you're saying. If you are in that place, then that is pride, though. Wear your humility clothes. There are some times that what you're saying isn't the best. Times that I have given suggestions to my children, and they've come back with their own suggestions, and hey, their suggestions were better. Their suggestions were better. And I had to say, oh, this is actually really nice. I've started giving my children opportunities to think that when I give instructions, I sit back and I say, what do you think? That's the same way I work with my team. My team is here. When I bring up things together to happen on the academy, I say to them, I'm just throwing this for you to also think through. I am not going to lie to you. A lot of the things that you have seen, the revamp and all of that, have been created by my team. Am I now going to sit down and say, because I am the madam of this thing, I know everything? How? From where? We did a recent campaign that had never been done in our academy the way it's been done, but it was done by my team member, by one of our people. It wasn't from me. It didn't come from me. You need to understand, you need to put yourself in a place where you understand that you cannot know it all. You cannot. And the more you give your children opportunities to think and give it back to you, that is the only way you can parent intentionally. In the inner circle, group, thank you, Ayomide, we call it humility gown. We call it abada. Abada. You wear humility abada on your journey. There are times that your children will, bring down what you have said, and you are very humble. You become very humble, even though you are the parent. No, we're not teaching the children to become arrogant. No, we're teaching them to think. Teach your children to think. Oh, stop raising zombies. Stop telling me that you are the one that gives okaobie, like my people will say in Igbo language. You are the authority, the owner of the end of the universe and everything. If I'm doing anything tech in my house, I rely mostly on my son. Anything tech, I rely mostly on him. Because I've seen that the guy has built a world, as in it's small, far, very far from where I am. You can correct mistakes, by giving them opportunities to think through the things that they are doing. I saw did something recently, and something happened. People are asking, who is asking, okay, the inner circle, if you want to join, you can book a slot for 2022. We do not have slots for 2021, unfortunately, but you can book a slot for 2022. We already have 50% capacity filled up for 2022, but just put inner circle and we will get back to you. All right, and then we'll send you details. My team will send you details to send me a chat, and we'll send you the details of the inner circle. It's an annual program. I know something happened recently. I keep saying that discipline is not an emergency. Stop making it one. I saw this something recently, and I saw it. I allowed him to think through the process. I didn't say a word. He's not even around at the moment. I didn't say a word. He called me today. We spoke while I'm at work, and he said to me, "Did you notice anything?" And I said, "Not really." He said, "Is there anything that you want to tell me and talk to me about?" He said, I said, "I don't think so for now." He said, "Okay, if that is the case, there's something I'd like to tell you." And then he told me stuff, and then said, "See, this is what happened. And you think that I didn't take permission to do this, but I actually took permission from my uncle, and our uncle is actually one of the trusted adults in our system. We have a structure built like that." All right. And by the time, I was talking with, him, and he goes, "Oh, I thought that, this was okay." And I said, "Well, next time, I think that what you would have done was to do this or do that or do that." We need to understand that there's a limit. There's a limit we can think for our children. If I had thought for him, what is going to happen is simple. What I'm going to do if I'm thinking for him is, "Why did you do this? Why did you do that?" He won't learn nothing from it. But because I have agreed and allowed him to learn and allowed him to put up a system, a structure, he understands what is right, what is wrong. That is discipline. He came to me himself because he understands that this is out of the structure. This is out of the routine. I think that if this is out of the routine, then I think I should let this woman know that something is actually not here. Let me also ask. And he said to me, while thinking about it, I actually felt that it was a little bit off, and I decided to bring it to your knowledge, just in case you haven't noticed. It was something wrong. It was a mistake. It was whatever you call it. But discipline structure came into place. There was a consequence for whatever. He went through it and gladly said, "I understand you very well. All my actions have consequences, good or bad." You need to understand that beyond all the jumping peripheral, there's a lot to do. The question I want you to ask yourself today is, how much structure do you have in your system? How much routines? How much setting of limits? How much consistency do you have? That's what is going to build you, not your flogging and yelling. That's not what is going to build you. That's what is going to build your child. That's what is going to make your child do something. I'm talking to you about my son not being in my house, and this happens. My son is not in my house as we speak, and yet he could make a mistake and come to me and say, I think that this thing didn't follow the right routine. You need to, that's what discipline is about. The ability to lead yourself by yourself. That's what discipline is about. We all claim that we're disciplined growing up. Yet you go to the streets in our country, in Nigeria, in case you're watching me outside of Nigeria, and you see people being unruly. How is that being disciplined? Discipline is me sitting down here every 2 p.m. every Tuesday to talk to you. If you look at their structure, you don't look at whether somebody is there. I'm not there. I wasn't there to correct him. I wasn't there to know, oh, he did this or he did that. When your children are not with you, will they still be able to hear that your discipline strategy? When your children are not living with you, will they still be able to do the things that you're saying? If you have to leave your home and take away your smart card so your children will not watch TV, that is a structure that will crumble. It's not okay. It's not okay. How much structures, routines, consistency do you have in your system? That's what builds your child, not your flogging and yelling. No, that doesn't do nothing. If I flog and yell, my child makes that mistake while he's away, it's going to just, put it under his armpit and just keep going. But because he understands that we have built a system, he has built a system that helps him to think through what he's done. I'm not going to think for him. When my children make mistakes, I sit them down and we analyze the thought process. What made you do this? What is the problem? Where are we going from here? And then by the time you're thinking, you think for yourself. I give you an opportunity to go and sit down and think through. I'm not forcing anything on you. I'm not even coming to come and criticize you first. No. I'm telling you, this is it. This is it. I lay the cards on the table for you. When you make choices, the question is, when your children are not with you, when it's time choices, will they choose from your values? Are your values strong enough for your children to make choices from them? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Are my values strong enough for my children to make choices from them? When the chips are down, your children are going to make choices from what it is that intentionally or unintentionally. What exactly are you doing? During the No Yelling Challenge, we are still on the No Yelling Challenge. In case if you want to still, be part of it after we're done, you can reach out to us. But during the No Yelling Challenge, we created a guide from the before, structures, routines, and all of that. I saw something that, gave me a whole lot of nudge on structured parenting. And we decided to put up a guide on structured parenting. How do you structure your parenting as a whole? What do you do? Now, these are the solutions to the things that I have created. I've, told you 7 most common parenting mistakes. How do you put all of these together? What do you do in all of this system, right? How do you create these structures, the routines? So we've taken that worksheet that we did with them, and we are expanding that worksheet to give you a guide on structured parenting. So what I have shared with you here is going to be shared, and then the solutions to how to create structure, routines on your structured parenting. Our guides are usually easy to get. They are not anything that you cannot have access to. And for you to get a copy of the structured parenting guide, which becomes available by Saturday. Yes, by Saturday of this week. Some Saturdays of this week, we are going to make that available. But if you pay within 24 hours, then you get it at a rated price, like a pre-order, right? So our guides are usually for 2,000. This particular one, I'm even thinking that it would be more. My team put in a lot of work, and we are still putting a lot of work to actually get this guide, become what I have in my mind, and all of that. We're trying to push it out there. So for just 1,000 naira in the next 24 hours, you will be able to get this guide. But after, please note that you are getting a copy of this guide on Saturday. please note, if you pay today, but if after 24 hours, you get to pay 2,000 naira for that guide. So we're going to put this, into all, because there's a lot of thoughts. It's already 1 hour. There's a lot of thought process in all of these structures, all of these structures, Brian. What do you do? How do you navigate it? And all of that. Many of the things that we teach, we teach, them, and then we put in a lot of stuff, but we can put a lot of things together to help you. Something that you can look at. They are e-guides, so you can get them anywhere. All our guides are e-guides. All right, we've been talking about our guides for a long time now. We did an Easter promo for people to get all our guides at a rebated almost 90% off on the Easter promo, which ended yesterday. We were trying to push it. People were trying to push us to have it today. So if you want that parenting guide, just put guide. When you put guide in the comment section, you're going to get details of how to get a copy of that guide. This will be our 14th guide in the academy. We're constantly creating guide because we understand that there are some people who won't be able to get into the academy. There are some people who won't be able to do this and that, but every single one of us can try to be able to have access to these low products that can help them build the system that is required. Please put guide in the comment section, and my team would respond to you to have a copy of this guide. All right. If you're watching us on YouTube, then of course we're going to put these details in our description so that you can have a copy. Right. So it is important you can have a copy and then go ahead and make payments. So all you need to do is just put guide. If you put guide in the comment section, all right. Thank you, Ayomide. If you put guide in the comment section, then you make payment and send it. You see, my team will send you who to confirm the payment from. All right. Augustine, I hope you're here. You will to confirm the payment. They will put in the academy line so that when you pay, you confirm your payment. Just one thing that I need you to note is that when it comes to the products that we give out, we give you more than enough. We give you more than the value. Ask the parents in the No Yelling Challenge. Many of them have reached out to me to say to me, I don't know how I'm going to look at this and say I just paid 5K. We've created worksheets for them daily, on a daily basis. Trust me, what we give, you can't find it anywhere. Nobody will give you, that, rate. So just don't worry, just put guide, but just know that after 24 hours, you will not be able, it's just 1,000 naira. You will not be able to actually get it at that amount. Then you would need to actually work out a system to get it, at. So we're doing a 50% rebate today that is launching. All right. So we're going to do a proper, guide, put together and help you put a structure. To help you put a structure, it's okay, it's okay for you to look at all of this and just come and jump up and down all of that. But there's a structure. I've been asked about structure, routine, and all of that. We're going to put all of this together for you so that you will be able to access it. I'm going to wait for questions in the next 5-10 minutes. If you have questions, hello, Uncle Ben. It's good to have you here. If you have questions, by the way, the system, the AI system, started throwing people out on our Facebook community if you make, some kind of comments and all of that. So please be careful when you use some words so that they're thrown out automatically as well. All right. It has happened to a few of my friends who have reached out to me, and then we've sorted that out. If you have questions, please ask questions. But please, if you want a copy of this guide, just put guide in the comment section. If you put guide in the comment section, then we will reach out to you with a copy of this guide. All right, with a copy, with a system where you can make payments, all right, and have this guide. I'm waiting for questions. If you want to join the inner circle for 2022, remember, you can't join the inner circle in 2021 anymore. You can only book for 2022. And book now, because by October, I'm going to tell you, oh, the slots are all gone. So you cannot get in. There are a lot of people who are listening to me who have already made their booking for that year. So you can, also book. All right. Just put guide in the comment section. My team at some point is going to reach out to you, they will send you messages privately. They will send you details and all of that. Who did your makeup? Nobody. I do my makeup myself, Chidima. Nobody does my makeup for me. When I'm in a good mood, I do some kind of makeup. All right. So please, if you have questions, is that your question? Oh my goodness. If you have questions, please put it in the comment section. We get to answer your questions, and then you get to deal with all of that. Please, if you have questions, let me have it. If you have questions, let me have it. Please note that the Easter bonus is not inclusive of this new guide. Please, if you have the Easter bonus, that is gone. We're done. All right. This guide is, all different. If you have questions, please put it in the comment section. Don't leave her. Put it in the comment section. Let us be able to answer you and then deal with your questions. Okay. So please, if you want a guide, all you need to do is to put guide in the comment section. Put it in the comment section, and then we would reach out to you. I can't see any of, okay, we have responses coming from the guide. We have responses coming from for the guide. And Augustine, please, can you put the academy number to confirm, payments? Please, I beg you, don't put my number. Okay, so we have responses and all of that, right? And yes, we moved the Easter promo to end at midnight today. So if you still want to get through, then you can go on, okay, and reach out to us. You can reach out to me particularly because I'm not sure my team will answer you. Okay, so if you have any more questions, if you have put in guide, trust me, you're going to get a copy. Whoever is sharing that thing from my team members, change that number. All right, you're going to get a copy, right, on Saturday. But if you make payment today in 24 hours, you get that guide. That guide would help you on your journey. And out of all the things that I have shared, somebody said I missed 3, 4, and 5 points. Point 1, allowing technology to parent for you. That's point 1. Point 2, not allowing your children to make mistakes. Point 3, lack of structure in your disciplinary strategy. Point 4, yelling and fighting back. Yelling and fighting back. Point 5, being stuck in what isn't working, right? Being stuck in what isn't working. Then point 6, overprotecting and expecting too much from your child. Point G, thinking for your child. Thinking for your child. That is it. I think that's all the questions that we have. Just 1 more minute, and I'm out of this place. If you put in guide in the comment section, you get a copy, and you will be able to make payment in 24 hours and be on the waiting list. As soon as that guide is out on Saturday, you get your copy. Trust me, you will be glad that you actually subscribe to it or this. Okay, and by the way, for people asking me about the no yelling challenge, it's been all amazing. The parents in that challenge will tell you that we have left no stone unturned. In fact, it was from that challenge that the nudge to actually create this guide came from, because there were a lot of things, a lot of questions, and we have created something just a bit for them. But we've been able to now put in a lot that have, that's going to help even beyond, just the yelling, system and all of that. Something that is going to help you structure, something that's going to help you put, stuff in place and help you build your systems. All right. If you've never taught your child a skill, don't expect true. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. If you want to reach out to us, please, when you make payment, just go ahead and reach out to us, and then we'll confirm your payment and you will join the list and get your copy on Saturday. Please, if the children don't have access to internet, how can they learn tech? Access to internet, how can they learn tech? Please, can you explain how you can teach them without exposing them to the internet? Okay, so why do you not want to? What we preach is guided system, not exposure. And then tech is not really internet. So when we talk about tech, being tech savvy doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily mean that your children need to be on the internet. In quote, your children can learn to create, do graphics, do video. Your children can learn to do video editing. Your children can learn to do a whole lot of things, right? No, I said before that the guide is not part of the Easter promo, please. We already have 13 guides that are in the academy. That's what the Easter promo is on. This guide is not part of the Easter promo, please. Don't. This is all a new system where in the process of creating this guide. This guide isn't even available until Saturday. But if you're paying after today, then you get paid 2,000 naira after 24 hours. All right, we need to put this. I tell you what I'm giving to you in that guide from to sell it as a product. Probably do it like 4K. But this is just me looking at what can we do to ensure that people get access to this knowledge as wide as we can get. Okay, very important. So that's what we are actually trying to do with the guides. Okay, so the parent that is asking me, exposing to internet and all of that, let your children go and learn how to create graphics to start with. If you have a 10-year-old who is interested, you can learn how to do video editing. You don't need the internet to do video editing. You don't need graphics. But if your child must be on the internet, like we always say, we have a guide called the media guide. You need to guide your children through the internet. What kind of guide, what kind of system have you built? What kind of structure, that's part of the structure, have you built around media? All right, I said something earlier about trusted adults. And I said that my children have, trusted adults that are in our system. Because, hey, I might not be there all the time. Well, who are these people that they can also reach out to? So if you have all of that system in the, system that you have built, like we were teaching in the inner circle, how to create, there's a course we call creating a social roadmap for your Gen Z. And when we did that course, we were able to identify, let parents understand that they need to identify who is most important and trusted in your system. Because at some point, your child is going to trust another adult. Do you have that adult available for your child to trust that is not you? This is another topic for another day. But if you're not in the inner circle, you're not going to get creating the social roadmap for your Gen Z. It is exclusive to the Yadas. All right. Yes, I like the Yadas like that. By the way, we're doing a Love Your Child More challenge only in the yard. All right. That is challenge. Some challenges are exclusive to the yard. We have about 4 to 5 challenges in the year what we run in the inner circle system as well. Good. Well done, everybody. Thank you. I don't think I have more questions, but I have enjoyed myself in this class. Thank you so much. And I am grateful that you came online to come and listen to me. I do not take it for granted. Thank you again and again, and see you Tuesday at 4 p.m. You can also follow us on Instagram at 4 p.m. Tuesday at 2 p.m. But Instagram at 4 p.m. every Thursday. Every Thursday we talk about one parenting issue or the other. You want to be there. Follow us and go through with all of that. And remember, you can also get any of our books in any location that you are. We have hard copy books, so we don't just do soft copies, right? We have hard copy books, and these hard copy books will help you on your journey as a parent. This is Connect to Correct. It's my bestseller. It's sold over 15,000 copies as we speak. In fact, the other day, Amazon sent us a list of the numbers that have sold. Whoa, I was amazed. All right. So it's been awesome. This is working the discipline that works. If you want to build structures around discipline, this is what you need. And you can get a copy everywhere that you are around the country. Yep, if you're in Cameroon, you can pick up. If you're in Ghana, you can pick up. If you are in which other African country? Cameroon and Ghana for now, all right? And then you can, if you're in Texas, I think we have Connect to Correct in Texas. Not to, yes, I think so now. All right, in Austin. All right, so but you can book, you can just buy on Amazon. It makes it easy. And then we have the third publication, which is called Walking Your Child Through Puberty. When we start talking about puberty in the month of puberty, you're going to see a lot that we're going to push through, and all of that. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you again and again. And if you are just joining us and catching a replay, make sure that you tell us that you caught a replay and that you joined us also for the first time. We would appreciate that. Thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate. Thank you. And you can drop in the comment section your biggest takeaway from this session. Did you get value? Was it a valuable session? Was it time well spent? Or did you just come here to just, come and listen to one person just blab over? All right, I bet you got value, right? We only dish out value and value. So imagine what happens in the inner circle, even though we beat sometimes with some kind of invisible cane. Yeah, but we teach value you all year round. You want to be there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me again, and do have a blissful week.